lead me to my destiny. I have waited patiently. I have vision, oh I believe. I know I can count on me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up. Here we go, it's getting close. Now it's just who wants it most. It's just life, that's how it is. Cause we have our strengths and weaknesses. Oh, I have vision, oh, can't you see? I'm on the move, make way for me. So stand up for the champions, for the champions. Stand up, stand up, stand up for the champions.
A very good afternoon to you. It's 12:30, and once we tell you it's 12:30, you know it's time for Fair Play on NTA Channel 12 Uyo. Of course, NTA Channel 12 Uyo is your dependable station, and on Fair Play we bring you up to speed with everything sports. The fact that it's 12:30 on Monday is very intentional because it brings you also up to speed with everything that did happen over the weekend. And of course, in the build up to the weekend, it's sports. So sports usually happens during the weekend. That's not to say there is no Monday football. There's Monday football, there's Monday sports, there's midweek sports. But usually weekend is a potpourri where you have everything sports come to play. So that's why we're here on a Monday to Fair Play. I'm not going to be doing this alone. I have my fellow guy who together will be bringing you up to speed with everything sports this afternoon. John Paul Alumona is here with me. Good afternoon, John Paul.
Good afternoon, Danny, and thank you for coming on today. As he said, we're going to give you updates as far as the sports is concerned. Then first we move straight to the English Premier League with the results over the weekend. Arsenal played a barren draw with Everton FC. It was Liverpool 2, Fulham 2, Newcastle United 4, Leicester City 0, Wolves 1, Ipswich Town 2, Nottingham Forest 2, Aston Villa 1, Brighton 1, Crystal Palace 3, Manchester City lost again to Manchester United 1-2, Chelsea 2, Brentford 1, while Southampton lost woefully or shamefully at home to Tottenham Hotspur 5-0 or 5-0 as the case may be. It was Bournemouth and the West Ham match was postponed. Danny Milko, that was the situation yesterday.
Well,
and the coach paid dearly for one.
We're looking for
the
the Bournemouth West Ham match will be today, so we're looking forward to having that particular match today. That's why we have Monday football.
Yes.
And of course, like you know, we'll bring you up to speed with that by next week Monday on Fair Play. Now let us dig deep a bit into what did happen over the weekend in the English Premier League. The biggest, it was a Manchester derby. We had expected that. Of course, over time, the citizens, the Manchester City side have had the upper hand over the Manchester United side. But unfortunately yesterday, they continued their poor run. Pep Guardiola not having players who are injured, two key players. They have Ruben Diaz who's injured, and they also have the current Ballon d'Or player of the year.
Yes.
Also injured. So they have just two players injured. Unfortunately, they cannot account for the rest of the players. They keep losing.
You know, when we started when the season started and we started the program, I was talking about the fact that Manchester City, they've dominated the EPL.
No, it's always a prayer for you. Your prayer is always
no, but I'm not the prophet of doom. But I just told you that EPL, you know, football generally is good. You win one, I win one. You know, it makes it interesting.
But when they lose this much,
so but I never expected this kind of very humiliating, consistent losses by the Manchester City. It's not a good one. And then if you look at the game of yesterday, they even lost almost at the nick of time, which was not good. They were leading 1-0 and one. But these are guys that have been consistent, that have given Guardiola the points and the results he needed.
Is it really about a weak midfield? Because they've infused some young players into the team.
Yes, but the gelling, bringing in the new players and for them gelling, they are two different things. I believe he's a tactician and he's someone that has proven himself over the years. I believe he will do something. I'm not a coach; we're just analyzing. So, but I believe Guardiola will still get something better going forward. But in football, 3 results are there.
Another big match that did happen over the weekend was Liverpool against Fulham. Liverpool they started that game badly because they had a red card in the first 20 minutes of the game and they were a goal down too. But of course they rallied round and they ended that particular match 2-2 against Fulham. They still retain their place position on top of the league.
It's a good one. Looking at, even though they have only, I think, is it 2 points or 3 points just 2 points at the top ahead of Chelsea. But I can tell you they've shown the character of champions, and with what we are seeing, I know Chelsea fans will not be happy with me, but I tell you, Liverpool may go home with the trophy at the end of the day. I think they showed character in that game, go down and then coming up and then leveling.
Also recall that you had talked about the fact that new coaches need time. We had discussed this before we came onto the show. Coaches leave teams in shattered states.
Sure.
The new coach will now come see how to gather. But Jurgen Klopp left Liverpool intact last season, and Slot came in, and he's doing something very spectacular. They've been on top of the league for some time now, and it's continuing. Look at Arsenal, that was struggling with them. Arsenal, I think, have dropped and to the third position, and Chelsea are now on second position. The same Chelsea that we never give a chance.
Sure, that's football for you. It's unpredictable, and it also shows that there's consistency in the management. I believe, even though the coach came and somehow worked what they were doing, but he didn't scatter the team like what we used to see in Nigeria when they bring in a coach. He will disband the team completely and start afresh, which makes it difficult. But I think there's consistency in Liverpool. That's why the result is showing. So
we're also talking about a run of bad results. Southampton did have it very bad yesterday. They lost at home by 5 goals to nothing to Tottenham, and as a result, they had to let go of their coach. We're talking about Russell Martins, who left Southampton after a poor run of results and leaving them 20th on the league with 5 points from about 17 matches.
It's actually
very poor.
It's embarrassing, I must tell you, because how can you describe it? That means he couldn't even get half a point.
An average.
Yes, an average of half a point. Let me say 1 quarter or so, if you calculate it mathematics. So it's really shameful, and I think letting him go is the best they could do now. As they will see more woes.
Well, I think,
and then he joined it in June 2023, and then for over 18 months, he has not been able to good account of himself, give good account of himself.
Steve Cooper left Leicester City a few weeks back, and Ruud van Nistelrooy took over, and it's been from one poor result or the other still for Leicester City. So at this point, we should begin.
Right answer, because for Leicester City now 4-0
Champions League and Feyenoord by 3-0, and we thought that was going to be a comeback. Unfortunately, they drew against Crystal Palace 2-2, and then they also had a loss against Juventus in the Champions League. So on both the home front and on the entire continent, when other teams are sacking their coaches.
No, you shouldn't sack because of that are sacking. you just mentioned about coach having a family, and then also in all fairness to him, he has, I think, 3 times or 4 times.
Yeah, back to back 4 times.
So it's not an easy feat. You can count a few. I don't even think any EPL coach has done something like that. And then in recent years, he has been consistent. So I don't know. He needs to go back to the drawing board and look at what's actually wrong with the team.
John Paul,
because you cannot just say the drawing board is in Etihad now, because you cannot wait now. You cannot say you are going to sack a coach that has won and then maybe give him some.
Well, John Paul, other teams in the EPL have now come to understand his style.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe have stolen the drawing board from Etihad and now have watched what he used to do and are now beating him in Etihad.
Yes.
So maybe he should be showing the way out so that a new coach will come with a new drawing board.
What if a new coach comes and he will be in the mood of David Moyes also, the one that came and scattered Manchester United, and he was described as the worst coach
that Manchester have
ever had. So you don't just sack a coach and bring in anything. You need to do it. Even if you are sacking, you will show that the person you are bringing in is someone that can actually turn the team around.
Well, let us bring this energy back home to the NPFL.
Okay.
I'll bring us up to speed with the matches over the weekend and the results. We had Lobby Stars win Plateau United by a goal to nothing. That was on Saturday. 3SC, that's Shooting Stars of Ibadan, defeating Kano Pillars by 2 goals to nothing. Head coach, what is the problem of Akwa United?
I was preparing to ask you that question. Unfortunately, you said
no. I should ask you first.
You pointed it at me. The truth is this: Akwa United have a company, the new technical advisor, Coach Ime, 2 years. But personally, I didn't. In all honesty, I didn't expect him to perform magic. Akwa United has have suffered consistent losses both away and home, and the last one was a draw at home, and then went to Lagos and lost. Good. So you don't expect the new technical advisor to just do a magic.
And they scored
and good. That's what I wanted to tell you. That yesterday we saw a rejuvenated Akwa United. We saw a team that were ready to make a difference, and I believe the players were also ready to play for the new coach. But unfortunately it did not work for them, and that is football. But I believe with the results in Yenagoa compared to that of Lagos, you know that there's an improvement. And I believe when the next game they are playing at home, they're going to win.
What kind of improvement are you talking about when 3 points are at stake?
Yes.
They had drawn, they had left it maybe at 1-1 or at goalless or at 2-2, whatever it is. As long as it was a draw, it would have been better.
Sure.
But of course, they lost 3 points at Yenagoa.
17 matches
with 16 points.
16 points.
They're better than Southampton, right?
By far. And then looking at a team in the third, so in the 13th position, and Akwa United, it's just 4 points. Gap.
Different.
Yes. So if Akwa can win at home and go away and draw, Akwa will be singing a new song. So I believe I will urge the fans of Akwa United. I'm not telling you to put your money, but I'm just saying you should support the team and wish the team well. I believe the team will come around.
Okay, so let me also update us with what the table looks like. Rivers United are top with 32 points. Remo Stars are second with 30 points. Rangers International are third with 28 points. You can see difference of 2 points. Difference of 2 points. That's on top of the league.
Yes, it's not
then
significant.
Shooting Stars 2 points, and it just goes that way. Now on the rock bottom, we have our own dear Akwa United. Unfortunately, with just 16 points from 17 matches. We have Bendel Insurance 19th. It was that same Bendel Insurance that came to Uyo and did draw 1-1 against Akwa United just last week.
So showing that they are not even in good shape too.
Yes, they are not in good shape, but they had a draw.
Yes,
and
that's why the coach needed to go. Personally, I don't have anything against the coach, but for me, looking at the result on ground and the Akwa United that
18 points, the same 1 point adrift. Then Nasarawa United are,
and it's going well for them.
Again, there's something very interesting happening in the NPFL. The fact that the big boys are not on top of the log as we used to see.
Yes. Looking
at the table, we have a Plateau United, which is a big boy in the NPFL. On 16 points, on 16th on the log, we have big teams like Kano Pillars, 10th on the log. We have also another big team like Eyimba. Yes, I know they have one game ahead. 9th on the log, we have Niger Tornadoes 7th on the log. So it just means that.
You also mentioned Akwa United. Aqua won the league, so by virtue of that, you also call them as.
Then, if we're to look at that, there is also Heartland 11th on the log. They really did not do very good last season, but
they are doing. Yes, it's a draw 100 they had with Bendel Insurance, but because Bendel Insurance they were actually ready, they are already down, and they had to play for everything. That was why they got that draw. And then also interestingly, the last weekend matches we had 7 wins and 2 draws. Yeah. So which is good. There was no away win at all. Yeah,
there was no away win over the weekend, but they were draws.
Yeah, just Ikorodu United and Remo Stars, then Heartland and Bendel Insurance. That's a good one, and I believe MPFL they are still improving, and we hope to see more away wins and more draws and all that. It makes the league interesting and encourages the investors.
So it just means that with what John Paul has said, my take home from what John Paul has said, the hope I have from what John Paul has said is the fact that even if Akwa United is ravaging the 20th position, there is hope that Akwa United could even get to the first 4.
Of course.
By the end of the season.
Of course.
Given what the league table is.
Sure. We played only 17 matches. So if they can win like 4 matches, you will be surprised. We're talking about continental ticket, which will be interesting.
Okay, so away from that now, we will now head to the
Chan.
No, before we discuss Chan.
Okay, African.
Before we discuss Chan, or should we keep the CAF Player of the Year for the last? Let's discuss Chan.
Okay.
Just the last time out, it was a bad one for Nigeria. Nigeria did not do well in the Chan, and sometime this week.
No, on 28th December.
Yeah. Okay. Not this week. That will be next week. So what are we expecting? What are our expectations from the Nigerian home-based Eagles?
Nigerian league is better. You know? Then, yes.
We're going to be playing.
No,
the match against Ghana is just one match.
A North African team. We're playing the Ghanaian team.
Yes.
You know?
Our neighbors.
Yeah, our neighbors. And the Ghanaian team, sorry to say, but the Ghanaian team just another team like every other team.
You're underrating them.
I'm not underrating them, but I'm telling you, okay, looking at head-to-head in terms of this thing. We have Nigeria 2, Ghana 1, international. Okay, that was international friendly. But if you look at Chan, at that level, we've beaten them, and at home it will also be.
And they've been in the NPFL. These are coaches who have been in the NPFL.
Yeah, and they understand the psychology, they understand and everything. Yes, so I see Nigeria winning very well convincingly on that. Though remember, any match that Nigeria and Ghana are playing is not always.
It's always dicey.
Yeah, it's a tough game, but I know this one. I believe we'll get it.
I'm also looking at a situation where our recent outing, the recent outing of the Super Eagles could be a factor.
Okay.
We lost the last match here in Uyo against Rwanda, and it was a home match that we were supposed to win. Nigerians had looked forward to having that particular win. Yes, we understand we had qualified, but it was
that's just a psychological. No, it's just a psychological.
So, and the same backroom staff, the same set of coaches.
Yes.
Are we going to see any difference this period? Because coaches said they were part of the tactical sessions. So will we see anything different that will enable us? Because what we want here is nothing short of a win. Recall the last statement we made here, that what we wanted against Rwanda was nothing short of a win. Unfortunately, we felt like a pack of cards. So what will be different this
time? Is a different atmosphere entirely. We are going to win, and coaches and their tactical destiny. But even in all fairness with them, the best and the first runner-up in the league are the assistant to Iguavon, and they've been with these players. They know what they can do, and they know what they can bring to the table. Okay, you look at the likes of which team is even leading in the MPFL. All the departments are complete.
Are intact.
Yes. So I believe the coach has no excuse. In fact, the coaches will not have any excuse to tell us why they should lose to Ghana. In fact, losing to Ghana is like committing a blunder, you know. But, so I believe, don't save your energy. We'll talk about it here later.
But the Ghanaians are also preparing.
Remember, look at Super Eagles and the Black Stars. The Ghana national team, they are in shambles.
That's the national team.
Yes, and then some of them are also in hand. So no, don't even go there. Ghana played 5 matches and lost almost 4 or so. So you can't compare Nigeria with
Paul, I love your optimism.
No, that is because I'm looking at statistics and what.
Unfortunately, we will be back here in the studios to discuss the outcome.
I'm not afraid. No problem.
You see, I recall how I vouched, I bragged for the Super Eagles.
I was careful because we've already qualified.
And I also recall Edido sitting here.
Yeah, and she was also sweating. Anyway, let's move to the African football of this team.
Yes, I think that's where we're going to call the show a wrap. And to the CAF Player of the Year award, we're expecting that by tonight, I'm going to speak like a Nigerian. By this night, our own very dear Victor Osimhen should be able to hand over Ademola Lookman. Yes, there are 5 persons in contention.
Sure.
I think for the first time in the history of the CAF Potty, that's the Player of the Year award. It's usually 3. It's usually the last 3. But for whatever reason, we do not know, CAF decided to leave it at the last 5. And let me bring you up to speed with those in the last 5. We have our own very Ademola Lookman competing for that coveted prize. We have Simon Adingra, that guy who scored that winning goal, who played against Nigeria, the Super Eagles, in the last Africa Cup of Nations from Cote d'Ivoire. And of course played an integral role in having Cote d'Ivoire defeat the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We also have Sehu Girassi, Ronwen Williams, that particular youngster, good show. Yes, he led South Africa that far. However, Nigeria did defeat South Africa in that particular AFCON. So why should we not have our own Stanley Nwakali?
Even in the goalkeeper shortlist, they only shortlisted Fofana, Cameroonian, the Manchester City, Onana and Williams. Why didn't they shortlist Nwabali in the goalkeeper category? You know, and then for the African best, I don't see any. The only contender here for me,